without you beside me.
Yeah, I've already done it, mate. It's all good. Hello, everybody. My name is Luca, and you guys are back once again for another Critical Art X Jalta League Street Fighter 6 tournament number 5. And once again, joining me is my lovely co-host. Go ahead.
Hello, I'm Ethan. Glad to be back. Glad that you are back as well.
I know, it feels weird, you know, taking a hiatus break.
Yeah. And next week, that's going to be me. So.
Yeah. You know, we had some good time taking a break, you know. I went to go see a musical with my time off. It was good. It was really good. But been busy, you know, collecting players for the Jalta League. And we have a brilliant stack of players that we have for tonight's tournament. It's going to be incredible as we take a look at the bracket.
Slightly in the wrong place, but it's fine.
And if any production issues, we have new production on again, which is why. But as we can see the bracket right now, we've got 15 people, a world record here with the Jalta League. First of all, thank you guys so much for the 15 people. And we're going to go through the list. And I guess we kick off with the one person who's got the bye. So we've got ISDD in the house tonight, which I am very happy to be able to commentate their gameplay, and they will be streamed on the second game of tonight's tournament, which is going to be incredible. And they will be going up against two powerhouses of the tournament, either Idrnial, who I haven't actually seen at all, by the way, because I think they signed up last week, and I wasn't here last week. And then we got my GOAT, the one I'm rooting for every week, being AJ. And then we have some friends of AJ's who's come along to participate, being Teach and Nabil FGC, and so two new players. We'd love to see it. Then we've got Streets and Bolognese Lovers, and I'm going to let production know that the microphone probably can pick you up if you talk, by the way. Just let you know in advance. But anyway, we've got Gondola and the last-minute arrival, Andre J, who somehow got into the tournament after the tournament thing was closed. Somehow. It was very impressive. And then we've got James and Mod. We've got Sport and Fang, and our first match of tonight. Last week's winner Tilani taking on Zod. So it's going to be a good one nonetheless. And what's your thoughts of tonight's tournament, Ethan?
Oh, last week I was here with Alfie, of course, and Talani taking home their first tournament. It's going to be interesting to see if Talani could do the same versus the powerhouse that is ISDD. I'm very excited to see it. But of course, there are other people still here. We've heard apparently from AJ that AJ wanted the smoke, I guess.
Yeah, he
he wanted
the
the second round.
He wanted the set, and luck be a lady because they've got the set. You got to remember
Luck.
no, actually, it's luck. We randomize them. For anyone who doesn't know, new to these tournaments, we randomize seedings. No seeding is ever made in the way it's always randomized 7 times, and that's what we work with. So luck has been unfortunately on AJ's side, but they've still got to beat Idrinial to get to that point. But it's gonna be a good one. But talking about the match at hand, it's gonna be Talani versus Zod. So we're gonna be seeing Zangief versus Jamie. So obviously we've got to talk about the elephant in the room, being Talani, being the GOAT himself, going from always becoming the bridesmaid to finally becoming the bride. Obviously, you were last week to see his coronation of him becoming the bride. What was your thoughts on the matter, Ethan, of you being able to see it?
I think your terminology is a bit weird. But,
It works.
yeah, one of the things that we talked about last week was, Rapid and Scythe weren't here. Those were the big 2 people that always stood in Talani's way. And of course, it was awesome to see Talani win. And anybody who follows Critical on Twitter will know that I fanboyed a little bit.
Yep.
I got put in charge of the clips, and let's just say I put a lot of Talani up.
Yep.
But the whole kind of thing was, these 2 people that in the past he's shown the ability to beat, but not when he needs to.
Yep.
Just weren't here. So it's gonna be the true test to see if he can get past ISDD this week. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if those 2 were in winners finals.
I mean, you've got to really look at it. Game 2 of tonight's tournament once again being ISDD and maybe AJ or maybe Idrinial. That's like a grand finals in its own right there. And we get to watch it on stream. But yeah, as you were saying, I think Talani's always been, just a very consistently strong player. But as we've stated, it's because the other players weren't there, it's always felt like it's been super difficult for him to reach the cliff. It's he's managed to get to the 3rd level, and now the steepest part of the mountain is presented in front of him. And I think tonight's going to be a big test to see how Talani does now that some of the bigger, stronger players are now back in the tournament. Obviously, we don't have Rapid or Side tonight, but we've still got heavy hitters tonight. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see. And then on the other side, we've got Zod, a consistent Zangief player who's always been doing very strong. So one day I'm hoping that they're going to have the run. I like to say now, but I want everyone to be able to have the run. But going into tonight, Ethan, who do you think's taking it?
Oh, I mean, it's hard not to say ISDD, I gotta be honest. A lot of these people are looking to become for an ISDD, already kind of at that level.
Yeah.
Almost undoubtedly. And, I'd love to see the upset, and I am here so much for the upset.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to see, especially with our second strongest player probably being Talani. After that, I'd probably say Street, at least from the people that I know.
Yeah. I mean, we've got all the new players, so we've got to think about all the new players if they can make a momentous occasion.
I have no idea who any of them are.
Yeah, I don't either. I just know they're friends of AJ. That's all I know. But yeah, I'm obviously going to be rooting for AJ. There's no way around it. He is one of my favorite players. Streets is also down going to be rooting. I mean, all of these players, I want to see anyone win. I want to see the most the person we haven't even anyone we've not spoken about just win the tournament, because that would be incredible. So I'm always here to see some incredible gameplay, and then it's gonna be a good experience, and we are gonna be soon getting into the game. We are gonna just do a little bit of production because we have just realised that we are gonna just quickly do something.
Move over.
Am I moving over?
Yeah, it says tell Luca to give Ethan space.
Oh, sorry.
I am Ethan.
Yes, I'm Luca.
Hello.
Hello. But we are going to be getting into our first... Yeah, it looks fine.
I don't think anybody cares about me being here, but still.
2 minutes?
2 minutes?
Okay, we're going to have 2 minutes until we get into the... No, there it is.
There. Okay, well, it looks like we're getting into our first game. We have...
Yep, it doesn't matter. Just do the transition.
Oh, well, yeah. Just
Production is new. They don't know what they're doing, so we're going to give them time. But first game is going to be Zod versus Tilani. We are just waiting for the battle to begin, and we are getting into it. It's going to be a good one nonetheless.
All right.
Yeah, I think you're on the casting cam audio, by the way. You need to be on tournament screen. Because
my
no
gosh.
audio's going to... No, I mean like actually on the scenes itself, by the way.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one that's the tournament screen.
Tournament screen.
There you go.
There you go.
Also, I don't know if there's any audio for the actual game because I don't know if it's been equipped.
Yeah, so this week we're actually moving over to OBS Studios. Say goodbye to Streamlabs and hopefully goodbye to the stream crashing constantly.
Yep, and we need to
sorry.
say hello to the audio because there's no game audio coming through on the gameplay right now. So we are
my
going to get
gosh.
this sorted. I think it might be just adding another source because I don't think there is a source added for the game audio itself.
Oh,
So, but
okay.
Ethan will take
Yeah.
you through the gameplay whilst we are getting everything else sorted.
Ow. And we have, Talani versus Zod. This is definitely a battle of titans in different ways.
top one.
We have Talani taking the first round here, only on one drink, which is rather impressive. But you could probably see that, Talani just with the insane
touch.
reactions, the
Okay, it should
insane
be-
knowledge of the game, unfortunately getting dropped on his head a few times. This is definitely... having no projectile versus Jamie is a double-edged sword, because obviously you usually get more when you get in, but obviously sometimes he can just get those extra drinks when in these neutral situations, and we have a little bit of a combo coming out here. Oh, into the grab! Goes for the drink. Oh, we'd love to see the re-grab again. My favorite thing is where they just grab again and again, and it looks like...
No.
I think this might kill, just barely. Oh, not
There's no game
quite.
audio.
But it launches, and therefore, that is the first game going to Talani. Again, it's like hard to not think that Talani is the favorite here, but I don't necessarily think that Zod is completely out of this. Sorry. We're having a few problems behind the scenes, so you just have me for now. Hello. But yeah, we can see like the footsies and the squatting on him. The drink comes out here. Trying to get to that 2 drinks can often be very difficult. Because that's kind of where Jamie breaks even and you start being scared. But the 3 drinks comes out. One thing that we saw a lot last week from Talani was that 4 drinks like that. Talani got 4 drinks way more often than he does at any other time, but the overdrive grab is huge. Oh, Zod taking the first round of game 2. As we coming into the next round, the 4 drinks just not phasing Zod whatsoever. Almost sort of impressive, but it could also be argued that although it looked that way, Zod felt pressured to make a move. And the head drop, I will call it the head drop forever, I don't care what it's actually called. Oh my gosh. It looks like I'm being rejoined.
I'm back. Back from the slumber.
Bro, you sound like you've just been underwater for like the half an hour.
Yes. Anyway, back to the gameplay. If you want to carry on for a second.
Oh my gosh. Alright, well, Zod in the Burnout does get the stamina back now, but is in the corner. Level 3 is available, but I don't think Talani wants to go for it, since the 3rd round still has to be there. And again, just very efficient with time as always.
Yes, and we're going to be getting into that 3rd round, but like you said, Ethan, as when you get to these higher levels, you want to be staying at that level 3, especially when you're 1 round down, you don't want to use it, especially with Jamie, who can utilize the extended 2 drinks from Talani right there. Very nicely done to get the 2 drinks in to make sure they are getting to the level 3 state. We talk about this every week. Level 3 state is where you want to be when it comes to Jamie, and Talani's consistency with being able to get there is great. And the thing with Zangief is, it's very difficult for Zangief to get in from time to time. A lot of Zangief's lower level will use Drive Impact, like we've just seen there. and most of the time people can react to it. But like right there.
Oh,
Call me
Talani is insane with the reaction time.
Call me Nostradamus, because I just read everything that was going on, and we're going to see level 3 here. It's going to be an extender, and they do have enough drive rush me, I believe, to kill from this position. Or if they're not, going to do a lot of damage to the point where they can probably chip Zod out of the game. But we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen, because Zod still does have the critical up, but we are going to see the wall stun into the grab, and Tilani 2-0 up against Zod.
Yeah, Zod showing signs of life, though, taking that round was, very impressive, especially when Talani was already at that level 4 with the overdrive head slam. Does come in, getting the first drink is Talani. You often see Talani go down just a little bit at the start, but it's honestly just a sign that you're about to die. It looks like the drunken 3-piece coming in. But not a lot of impeccable defense from Zod here. Unfortunately, does let that go through! And that is a beautiful, beautiful play in that advantage state. Talani on set point here. Zod really needs to make something happen since they didn't even get to level 2 in that round. And the head slam does come in. But is it too little too late? Oh, a lot of damage coming out though. And a grab. Oh my gosh, Talani with very little health left. Looks like... Oh, but the aerial, Talani not actually reacting with the anti-air. Kind of off for Talani. Talani known for his insane anti-air. Oh, does manage to barely get that block out. A beautiful little combo. Is it too little too late? They are in burnout. Potentially could try and go for the drive rush here.
Level 3. Yes, it is.
And that is, I believe, the critical art.
Critical art. I believe it is going to kill from this position. If not, they're going to be on low health. It does kill, which means Talani will be taking it 3-0 in a quite a dominant fashion, to say the least. Zod, once again, it's just the Zangi. But I feel like he just struggles to get into a position where they can really start doing stuff. And, games like that just show. But, you got to not take credit away from Zod. They are an incredible player. And, you got to give them the props where props is due. But we are going to be moving on shortly into round 2, which is going to be the match that we want to watch. And I believe...
The match of the hour. ISDD versus either AJ or the guy who I can never... the person who I can never understand how to pronounce their name. Which is unfortunate.
Yes.
But I can never pronounce their name. I'm trying to get onto the actual thing this time.
But
why are we setting up?
There's a hand. Oh
my gosh. Everything's frozen.
What we meant.
I think we're still live. Oh, and it looks like AJ did take down Idranel in 3-1 fashion, so it is going to be AJ versus ISTD. AJ wanting this match so badly, and he's going to get it, and he's going to get everything that's coming to him in some ways.
Oh my god, look at that camera. Beautiful.
Why are we setting this up?
It's because I didn't think we have reaction cams for the thing. So it is a bit weird, guys. We are just trying to set everything up. We do apologize once again for all the issues we're having. This is just normal stuff that we have to deal with. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Any reason for doing that? Or...
Yeah.
Oh my!
It looks like the main camera is having some problems, so we're switching to the backup cam.
Yeah, we're switching to the back. My Logitech camera. No sponsor of the stream, but yeah, it's all good right there. Yeah, it looks like the camera's just started to poop.
Yeah.
So
are we being picked up right now?
Yeah, we're getting picked up. We're still streaming. That's what they can see right now. The one on the right is what they can see. They can still see us, by the way.
Hello.
Is it really a jolly stream if there's some sort of technical difficulties?
I can't see anything.
Yes. Oh, we froze again. No.
I think our mic is just off screen now.
No, we can
we're
still
frozen again.
Hello, I know you can hear us chat, but It is. You are correct, Ordinary God. It definitely is not a Dual League stream unless there's like lag or like something happening. Oh my god.
Oh my god, we're giant.
Yep. We are getting moved bigger, but thank you guys for all this support. Obviously, we are still like, getting new stuff sorted and make sure everything is working perfectly fine. We do apologize for this. We will get it all sorted and we will carry on. I don't know what's happened with the camera. It just decided to poop the bed. So we really do appreciate. Hey! Yeah, there we go. I don't know what's happened. The camera just started to poop itself, which means we're going to have to use Logitech for the time being until we figure out what is going on with the camera. But for the time being, we're going to get everyone set up for the next game. So we're going to get ISDD and AJ, which is going to be an incredible game. This is the game I am most excited for tonight's tournament. Probably the game that I am been waiting for ever since I heard that ISDD was going to be in the tournament. It is going to be a good one nonetheless. As we are just waiting to get everything set up, we just want to remind you guys that in a couple of weeks, we are frozen again. But I'm going to keep speaking because I need to keep speaking. In a couple of weeks, we have qualifiers coming up for the LAN event. And we also have big news with that. So if you guys are in the UK and you want to earn a little bit of money, you could play in our qualifiers, which is coming up very soon. And you guys can get involved. I can see 3 different frozen versions of myself. It's all good. It's not the Spider-Man.
I love the different phrases. I love the different points that we phrase at. Like, oh my gosh, this is awful looking. I mean,
it's incredible. What do you mean? It's so beautiful.
You're just looking off ominously into the distance.
It's not my thing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we apologize for the technical difficulties. But you know what you signed up for.
Yeah. When you clicked on Dual League stream, you knew there was going to be technical difficulties.
Oh, are we going back to the main cam? I don't know.
Hey! We're alive! Hey! We're alive.
Weirdly in sync.
Yes, that was very in sync. We're live again. Sorry about that, chat. Technical difficulties. We are now back. But yeah, ISDD and AJ. I wonder what ISDD is going to be playing today. Some people were saying that ISDD was playing My today, so you might be seeing some My gameplay from ISDD. Obviously, that's not what they're known for. I believe they are known for Marissa and Guile. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. I did not do enough research before. I didn't know of the name. That's why I was very excited to being able to watch ISDD play tonight. And then we are going to be
AJ,
and then go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, AJ usually on that Ken. And of course we both have the personal connection to AJ, knowing him in person. It looks like it looks like we're just trying to get people into the lobby right now.
Yep.
But
if anyone in chat knows what ISDD CFN is, could someone please type it in the chat, because we have no clue what the CFN is.
Or send it to us on Discord.
Also, if you're playing in the Jalta League, please join the Discord server.
Yeah.
It is very
it's very useful for setting things up.
Yes, it's also very apparent when you find out the more information about what is going on, because it's very difficult to set everything up when there's not people in there at the time. But I digress. It's going to be a good one. It's probably going to go to game 5. If AJ wins, that will be incredible. I hope AJ wins, because that would be incredible.
I mean, you got to have your fingers crossed, but it's also, again, it's hard to see ISDD not taking this. But again, we are both here for this.
Yes.
This is what we want. No real flame against ISDD, but, you always love to see the story of the Titans versus... David versus Goliath, Titan versus I don't know what else.
I wouldn't even say David versus Goliath. If anything, it's like the best way of describing it is imagine how an Oni would have a club.
Yeah.
Imagine 2 Onis without a club. So it's just
it's
just a full-on fist fight, So it's going to be winners round 2. It's going to be a good one. And we're just getting everything set up. I believe we are just going to be waiting for the players to get in. I think we are trying to find out the players right now. Iron Man vs Superman kind of works, but Superman is
just, oh my gosh! If you know what's going on in the Superman comics, it's so painful, because it's there's no tension in Superman comics anymore, because Superman has pretty much killed every god in existence and then revived them to kill them again.
Has he just become a Saitama, a one-hit anime?
Pretty much, yeah.
Fair enough. We are going to just
He's
wait.
like-
I think we are just trying to find out
He's
about the
even
players.
beaten he's even beaten literal concepts. Like that is how powerful he is.
Damn, you know the Superman law.
I know a little bit. I've done a little bit of research. And like I've been like, yeah, I was trying to get into like some comic books recently. I was like, oh, Superman. And then I read like some recent stuff and it was like, oh, there's just like he's just done this recently. Oh, okay, bye.
Yeah. But like, the thing is, DC's always been like that recently. I think
Yeah,
DC's
true.
it's just
I
always
mean, even Marvel's kind of like that.
Yeah,
At least
well-
when you get to comics.
yeah, but like in movie form, like DC's all. I think DC's just struggled with movies recently. I think because you got to think DC's competitor is Marvel, right? So you've got to like
Yeah.
realistically think about it like in that sense. You know, I think DC's always just trying to play catch up, and every time they release a new movie, it's never good. Like
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say it, but like a lot
Oh my
of
gosh.
a lot of the most recent DC movies that have came out just haven't been good at all.
What was the most recent one?
Exactly, that's the point. They've stopped making them because they've realized they're not good. I think was it Batman Vengeance?
I think so.
That-
Hang
Batman,
on.
yeah.
It
Yeah,
was
Batman's Vengeance was good.
Hang on.
It was okay, but huh? No.
Hang on, I'm now searching DC movies. Watchmen. I have never heard of any of these. It also seems that their marketing isn't great, to be fair. Oh my gosh.
Yep. We're
But-
just waiting on ISDD. So we are.
The Diva not showing up.
Nah, it's fine. It's gonna be a good one.
It's cool.
Yeah, but I think we've found out their names, so we are putting it in now to get them into the lobby. And you know, it's gonna be a good one. I think we are seeing Mai. Apparently, we will see Mai. But then because the reason we got ISDD for the tournament is they are friend of a friend who I've commentated for a week ago. So that's that connection. But also because I'm getting more involved with their stuff as well. So it's just kind of been like this kind of like weird amalgamation circle where I'm starting to meet people that I don't even know who they are, by the way, for context. And like just because I know someone else. So basically they were the one who managed to like get in contact with them and, you know, say, and because they're good friends with them, which is the crazy part, you know, they're good friends with him. So they got involved and that's how we ended up at this place where ISDD will be playing against AJ, you know, that's some crazy stuff right there. And we are just waiting for, I believe, ISDD to just get into the lobby. It's going to be a good one nonetheless. And very exciting stuff, you know. I mean, if AJ does get a game, I think we will see a Guile come out or the Marissa. I'm pretty sure Guile is what they're more known for. Someone said they were number one Marissa at EU, which I think that is true as well. But I'm pretty sure the Guile is what they're more known for, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that chat. If anyone knows more ISDD lore than me, please put it in the chat because I don't know it as much. I know of the name. I've watched a couple videos for research purposes, but a lot of them was just shouting. So I couldn't really take away what was trying to be but I'm pretty sure it was Guile. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it was Guile. Saying that, if it is Marissa, it's going to be really interesting to see how they play Marissa if they were number one EU. The reason I say that is because apparently Marissa is like ass in this game currently. Like we're talking like worse than Dulcim, low, like ass, like character. So it's going to be interesting if we get to see Marissa tonight, how the number one Marissa plays. Someone put in chat, when are we going to see my platform Dulcim? Never.
You also wouldn't be able to cast if you were playing in the tournament.
No,
so-
I'll be sitting there like this.
and I'll have to cast for you.
Yeah. Not be cussing as well. I'll be like, Shiryuki just getting his ass kicked right now. Luca is getting his ass kicked. It's not looking good for Luca.
You can't pay attention while casting.
How do you know?
Because I know you. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I mean, Marissa, just one of those characters that just, I'd say they're a lot better at lower ranks, you know,
Yeah.
which kind of hinders them for higher level play because, you know, one of the things that we have to bear in mind a lot of the time is, oh my gosh, one of the things that we have to bear in mind a lot of the time is that, you know, these pro players have to start somewhere. You know, they have to start from the bottom and work their way up. And, you know, so if you make the experience just horrible for new players, it's gonna be, you're not really gonna have a scene soon. Although there are some examples that do kind of differ from this, they tend to be based in a lot of storied history,
Yeah.
as opposed to, Street Fighter 6, which is a new installment in the same franchise,
Yeah, because I think it's a new story, right? Because I know
I think so.
I don't because
I don't keep up with Street Fighter lore very well.
because we Luke, I believe if I'm not mistaken, Luke was introduced at the end, and he was the new Shoto protagonist as
Yeah, essentially.
and with his spaghetti hair. And, yeah, we're still waiting on ISDD.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of weird.
Okay.
But in the meantime, we do have some more results. Obviously, there have been games going in the background. So Sport versus Fang. Fang won 3-0. So someone we didn't know took out Sport. Sport, very good player. So definitely want to keep an eye on. Mod beat James 3-0. Andre, which I think is how you say that, 3-1 versus Gondola. So definitely these newbies taking out some heavy names. And then we have Bolognese Lover back for another one. Did 3-0 Streets. Nabi has 3-0 Teach. And in the second round we have Andre and Fang taking down Mod and Talani respectively. Talani is in losers. This is surprising,
It is very surprising.
Favored to win this tournament in some ways, at least from the history of this tournament, and just goes down 3-0 versus this Fang person. No idea who they are still.
Yep.
But it looks like we will be getting an introduction once we're done with this game, because Andre versus Fang, two of our new players, is going to be our streamed game.
Could you take it to
after this one.
We've had some issues. We might be having we might be going to the next game. We've had some people who dropped out because once again time. Well, it's not time. It's because of time zones. Even though we state it's BST and not GMT, which means we have to change stuff.
That's right.
I have to go climbing again.
Goodbye, Luca.
Bye.
He's scuba diving. Yeah, looks like we're having some. Looks like we're having some scheduling conflicts. Again, we do say a lot of these things, but sometimes people just kind of sign up for things, and I guess you can't really blame them for it, but also come on. Either way, it looks like we might end up having to skip this game. Which is sad. I don't know who quite didn't show up. I'm seeing some very confusing things right now. But as usual, thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for staying around through the stuff. To be fair, early rounds are usually like this. We usually have a couple people that are no shows, but at the end of the day, you can't be that upset with them. Well, you can, but still. But still.
I'm over here now. I'm just doing some production stuff. We had 2 people who dropped out because of time zones. Because they thought it was 7:30 and they realised it was 8 because BST GMT stuff. We have all the time zones that change. We did put it in the thing, but obviously, we can't really do much about that. And the thing with ISDDs, we still don't know where they are. I've messaged someone who knows them, and they just haven't showed up, which means
did AJ? Wait, AJ's gone?
Yeah, AJ's gone, unfortunately.
No.
So we're gonna be saying bye to my goat. He just my goat. I'm gonna come around this way. So you guys are gonna just see me for 1 second. This is the scuff screen. There's always gonna be a scuff screen, and
no.
The
scuff screen. The scuff screen is just the tournament bracket.
And unfortunately, I'm pretty sure ISDD won't be here either because they haven't said anything and I've messaged the person who knows them, and they apparently haven't done anything, which means sadly no ISDD either. But this is how the game tournament goes sometimes. No every tournament's going to be ranked to its the best, which is very unfortunate. Nothing we can do, unfortunately, chat. Some people won't show up in on time, which means whoever wins our Bolognese lover and neighbor will move straight on to winners finals. We're jumping from round 1 to winners finals. So we're going to get the 2 people winners finals, which is if you want to transition back to
which will be Fang versus the winner of Navi FGC and Bolognese lover.
Yes, which is going to be a good one.
But probably already underway, so unfortunately we can't really watch it. So I guess we're just going to sit around and have a bit of a natter for a little while. Suppose we've been doing that. Suppose we've been doing that kind of already. In the meantime, it's kind of...
me calling on the floor, chat. I do apologise.
I'm surprised that AJ dropped out, since he apparently played the first round.
I'm here, chat. Yeah, it's because they had a meeting at 8:30, but they didn't realise it was going to be 8:30. Now, I've got 2 cramps in my foot, so I'm going to stand up for a second. Hello, Chad, don't mind me. I've got cramps in my feet from having to go around doing production stuff, so I'm going to stand up for a second whilst I wait for my cramps to just decide to heal. But, these tournaments are always going to be like this. Nothing's ever going to go well. We all know for a fact that it's always going to mess up from time to time, but we still stick it through. We've got to get through these tournaments to have the good ones. So at least for the people who are still playing, my feet really are. For the people who are still playing, we appreciate you so much for being here. Because without you guys, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah. I mean, let's put it this way. It's better now than in one of the qualifiers or, God forbid, the actual event day,
yes. So just a reminder, for the qualifiers, if you are UK or you can make it down from whatever country you're from, the qualifiers, we are going to specifically state that you need to be able to come to the event on the LAN on the day if you want to participate in the qualifiers. We don't want people saying they can and then not showing up.
We probably still will anyway.
We probably still will anyway. But
yeah,
for the qualifiers, which is in the next 2 weeks, the 9th and the 16th, the qualifiers will be basically if you can show up to our UK LAN event, enter. If you can't, don't enter.
That sucks. I'm going to miss one of the qualifiers. That's so sad.
Yes, but the qualifiers are going to be online anyway.
I guess.
Yeah.
But
because I'm not here for both of them. So.
But there's nowhere where I can really set up
so
where I'm going. So
yeah.
Oh, that sucks. Anyway.
But we do have our winners finals. Somehow we've jumped away.
Jumping from losers round 1 to winners finals. We do apologize, but not much we can do. It is going to be Fang versus Navi FGC.
Yep.
Which is just 2 people we have yet to see. 2 people that we don't know yet. And it looks like we're probably gonna have some. Yeah, Luca's still there. You can kind of see him.
Hello, chat. Sorry about this, Mike.
I mean, So looks like it might be some time before we get them in, because again, these are completely new people, so we never got them into a lobby before. So we'll have to see, or not apparently, as it looks like we are actually getting into the game.
Yes, you do start.
Yes. It looks like you did anyway. Oh my gosh. Okay. Is this the right way around? I can't see. And it looks like we have Fang versus Nabil FGC. Nabil on the Ken, Fang on the Akuma. Looks like they're just maybe doing a button check or something. Oh, looks like they're actually starting now. And we have the Shoryuken coming out. This is going to be a very, very interesting matchup. Ken, a character that can get a lot off of a corner carry, versus Akuma, who is just consistently good in basically every, pretty much consistently good everywhere, and has all the tools necessary. And it looks like a huge drive impact coming out not quite gonna end up getting it, but the Tatsu does finish off the first round.
Yep.
I'm just shocked that this is where we're at now.
I mean, Akuma is a really good character.
Jesus Christ.
It's so bad. Akuma's a really good character. Broski made a video recently about how Akuma is probably the best character in the game. From the 3 shows that we have, Akuma just does things that Ken and Ryu does, but just better. Like his like, for example, standing light kick, he can convert into standing light kick, whilst the other can't do it as well. I think Ken can do it, but Ryu can't, I'm pretty sure. So there is that. And I think Akuma is just so much stronger, and to the degree, I can understand why people think he's the best character in the game. But right now, Nabil FGC is really putting the pressure on the Fang, but it's a very close game. Both players currently in burnout. Lovely Shoryu anti-air coming out from Nabil, and here comes the chip. This is going to be big. Oh, what that do was probably not what Nabil was wanting to do right there, and Fang is going to get game number 1.
Fang taking game number 1. Looks like we might be getting a character switch or something.
No,
Either way, we've been going back to lobby.
Yep.
Either way, we're going back to lobby.
Looks like we are going to be having a counter switch. If you guys remember, if
Oh.
you lose, you can choose to change character.
Looks like we're going into Chung Li, I think.
Yep. Yeah, I know. I did.
Our production just pointing out that Lucra's platform.
Yes, thank you. But
have you
Chun-Li,
done?
we haven't seen a Chun-Li, have we?
Not yet, no. We also haven't seen a Mai.
Oh, did we see one last week? Oh, well, apparently we saw Chun-Li last week.
Not on stream. No.
Never mind.
You might be confusing Chun-Li with Cammy.
Don't mind our production, they're schizophrenic. But, Nick Fury's in the background once again. Getting into the next one. But we're going to see how Nabil's Chun-Li does. Obviously, they're an ultimate master in Chun-Li, which means their Chun-Li must be a lot better. And his character is strong. The combos you can do, especially when you're near the wall, because Chun-Li can jump on the wall, are just incredible. But we're going to have to see how Fang responds to it.
Ooh! Barely reaching with that. It's beautiful, but not quite able to convert it. And Fang says, "My opening now." Or not my. We haven't seen my yet. Oh my gosh! And Nabil taking the first round. Oh my gosh! I'm so surprised that this is kind of how this is going. I don't know what that was. And it looks like both players just wanting to put on the aggression, just get their opponents in the corner. Chun-Li very similar to Ken in the fact that what they can do in the corner is absolutely insane. Not quite getting that DP. Oh, looks like the level 3 is coming out. I don't quite know how much damage this does, but it might kill. Oh, not quite. But basically all but... Oh, the level 3 in response! The wrong level 3! Oh my gosh!
It's going to be big damage because it's a Crocodile. And it's not going to kill though!
Gosh!
Kikoken going to get used to try and chip out. Kikoken again! Both players are so low, they're going to be projectile spamming. Who's it going to be? It's going to be...
DP!
Nabil with the DP!
Oh my gosh! Okay, now we... Oh, it looks like Fang wants to switch now. They're just doing random characters.
We're getting a smorgasbord of characters.
Looks like it's now going to be Chun-Li versus Kimberly. That's not going to be hard to say at all. Just Lee.
But it's going to be a good one, nonetheless.
Oh,
best Chun-Li
Oh,
skin.
the skin.
Best Chun-Li skin. Not Chun-Li. Best Kimberly skin. Not the right colour, but we take it. And I think my foot has allowed me to sit down now, so hopefully we can stay down for a little bit. But, Nabil at the end there was just so clutch. The wake-up reversal level 3. They saw that Fang was drive rushing in, which means they had a perfect opportunity to respond to what they're doing with the wake-up level 3. One of my patented special moves I like doing with Dawson. And now we've seen that Fang has decided to change to the Kimberly. So maybe the Kimberly is their main. We actually don't know this. Seems like these characters can play like anyone, apparently, from what we've understanding. But it looks like the Kimberly doesn't seem to be working, as Nabil FGC is playing very dominantly against Fang right now.
Yeah, after taking that first game, Nabil has just said, I ain't losing anything else. And, the Kimberly not really working out for Fang, unfortunately. Beautiful little air combos there for Nabil. Getting his opponent in the corner, but the grab does come out. The reversal grab. Kimberly, though, not quite able to get quite as much as a character like Chun-Li in the corner. And just, Fang, Kimberly is very based around the level 3, and he's not even able to get there. The level 1 comes out, doesn't even need to go into the level 3. Chun-Li, Nabil goes up 2-1, and it looks like Fang is sticking with the Kimberly. The first time we haven't gone back to
the character style.
Yeah, the first time we haven't gone back to
character from Fang to kick it off with a lovely start through Shinyu. Tatsu's going to be right there into the grab. Expecting Frolin's right here. What a shimmy! That shimmy was disgusting by Nabil. The Shinyu drop's going to get used. This is going to be big damage. We're going to set up the OT with the graffiti, bouncing off the wall, trying to get a grab. Going to a nice little combo, but Nabil manages to get out very nicely. But we do see the wake up ODDP going to be coming out from the side of Fang. And now this is going to be big damage with the run up and the kick version of the move was very nicely done by Fang. Both players playing incredibly well. Looks like Fang is starting to get their footing a little bit more in the door. As you can see, they get very close to beating Nabil, but both players still around about the same health. But that was a lovely drive rush into the grab by Nabil FTC. Went through a lot. Another perfect parry. That's going to be big damage. Ozi Kokoken was going to use, and I think this might convert maybe into a level 2. And we're seeing them combos I was talking about earlier with the wall. It's been incredible. And that DP though, not DP, that drive impact is going to be enough for Fang to get the round.
Indeed, and level 3 is online for Fang whenever they want to drop that. Kimberly getting that permanent buff off the level 3, so might just want to rip it early. But it looks like the combos are coming out. Not doing that much damage, unfortunately, though. Not going to rip the level 3 yet. Probably wants to finish off Nabil with this. And for how dominant Nabil looked in that previous game, they're kind of turning it around. Fang's kind of turning this around now. As I say this, though, Nabil is dying to that level 3. Oh my gosh. The punches to the groin. And that will be an even game right now. But not quite even. The level 3 still available for Fang. Don't know when they're going to pop that for that permanent buff. But we'll have to see. Sometime during this round, surely.
Well, yes, you obviously want to go for this round. It's a good combo ender. When you get something good going, the combo can be enough. They just get it done. But for Fang right now, I think this is the round where they really want to win. Just like in general, you want to go to the final game, and like this is winner's side finals, and whoever gets through is going to go to winner's side grand finals, and you're going to get a nice little comfy chair to sit at for a bit. And Nabil is starting to make wonders, but we do see a lovely cross-up, and I think into the Pursuit drop, I have a feeling this might be where the level 3 is going to come out, and it is going to be where the level 3 comes out, and this is the critical. And we do this every day, and we're going to be going into the graffiti hyper. I can't imagine what it's called. Ninja Star Hyper, I think that's what it's called. We are going to see the level 2 wave. That is going to be enough for Nabil FGC to go to winner's side grand finals.
Oh my gosh. Beautifully played right there. Pardon me. Beautifully played right there from both players, honestly. It's impressive how close these two are, especially since we've never seen them before. These two came out of nowhere and they're just, blow for blow for each other. But we'll have to see how things go. It looks like since that was the winners finals, Fang now waiting. Fang now being sent to losers finals, and
we're going to be waiting.
It looks like we're a little bit behind in the losers, on the losers side. But there's a lot of people who are disqualified down here. So
yes, so the next game we are actually going to watch is losers semis, because the thing with the bracket right now is we can see that two of the people who technically will be playing in the next two matches aren't in the tournament by now. So we're gonna have to basically whoever wins these losers round 3 matches are going straight to losers semis, which means we're getting close to the end already. You know, we've already on the commotion that's been going on. The tournament's been going quickly. Granted,
We've seen 2 sets.
we've seen 2 sets. We were meant to see like I think we were meant to see 9, and we've seen 2. But that's just because of the issues when it came to like the players. You know, I just want to. Can we go back to the camera for 1 second so I can talk to them? So thank you. I just want to reiterate this again. I'm going to probably make an announcement in the group chat about this, but please. Thank you. But I just want to make a quick announcement. And I'm going to put this in the Joel League chat anyway. But please just read the announcements and please read the tournament rules.
Please join the Discord.
Yes, please do all of this because for us as the tournament TOs, it is very stressful when we're trying to find out where our players are. And it is just because they might have not joined the Discord. They may have got the wrong time. All of this stuff. Obviously, you know, we are trying our best to run it as smooth as possible. So please, just for future reference, I'm going to put a message about this in the Joel League chat after the stream is over. But please make sure you are just in the Discord. Make sure you are making checks to see if you're playing. We have check-ins for a reason to like make so that if you don't sign in by the time that the time is up, that is why we have the check-ins. You know, going forward, that is stated on the Discord. It is stated on the challenge itself. So please, just a reminder, guys, please make sure you guys are looking at the Discord. And I know for the Street Fighter players, I know the Discord notifications can get annoying with us atting all of you guys just saying, make sure you are signing up for this stuff. But the reason we do this is so we can run the smoothest tournaments possible. And this is not us trying to nitpick at anything. It's just the fact that based on tonight with like all of the issues we've been having, granted, they were time issues, you know, I'm not going to like, you know, the times have changed, you know, and like some people may have forgotten the fact that the clocks have gone forward, but you know, just going forward, especially for the next couple of weeks, because these are probably our more important tournaments, please make sure, guys, that you are reading Discord, reading the challenge if you've not read it. Like, we have these rules set for a reason. And I guess we could go to the advert whilst we are talking about on a more positive note. Even though we've had some struggling with getting the players in, you guys are not going to struggle with your gameplay when it comes to the Raiden Box. Thank you so much to Raiden Box for supporting tonight's tournament. Raiden Box is the leverless fight stick who boasts with low latency, clicky switches while remaining sleek and minimalistic. Make sure that your game nights are legendary by going to RaidenBox.com and picking yourself up one of these incredible fight sticks today. And for our other sponsor, if you want to transition back to us, because everyone loves watching me read off the lovely script that has gone through the ages, by the way. Thank you so much to Now DNS for sponsoring tonight's tournament. Now DNS is a super simple to use dynamic DDNS service, providing you with unlimited custom host names that are absolutely free. Unlike the new Mario Kart World Tour game, this is 80 quid. Guess what? Now DNS is free. And unlike other DDNS providers, you won't need to have to check every 30 days, which is exceptional. You're not going to have to worry about having to check. It will be always there for you guys. So register now today with Now DNS today at nowdns.com and you will be managing your own dynamic DNS in minutes. And also thank you so much to NSE for your support. And now we are going to just wait. We are in a position where we have to now wait for the 2 losers games that is going on. And we do apologize for this. We can waffle for a bit. We can talk about any topics. Anyone in the chat, if you have any questions that you want to know, please put it in the chat. We can answer. For the time being, we will just waffle. So obviously, Elena, she's coming out soon. We've had the reveal of what she looks like. Looks exceptional. Everyone was excited yesterday, and then they forgot what the date was yesterday. April Fools, because we had an announcement about a leaked image of what Elena looks like. It was an April Fool's thing, even though she looked incredible in that one, but she still looks incredible. I'm super excited for Elena. It's going to be very interesting. You know, we haven't seen Elena since Street Fighter 4. Hopefully not Street Fighter 4 Elena. I've said this many times. I'm not wanting to play against heel bot Elena. You know, I do not want to be wasting my time for 90 seconds a game watching my opponent just heal it in the corner 24/7. Please, if you're listening, I know you've already made the character, but please don't do that. I really appreciate it, Capcom. You know, but
yeah, because Capcom's going to be listening to us.
You never know. You never know.
Maybe, I guess.
Yeah. But, you know, we've had some crazy stuff. Project 2XKO, you know, we had the big...
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
The big video, and we've been seeing that, like, a lot of stuff is going on. I signed up for the alpha again. One thing I love about Project 2XKO is they've introduced the Juggernaut fuse. The reason I love Juggernaut is during the alpha, I struggled finding a secondary character. I loved the Lowy, couldn't find a secondary. And now with the Juggernaut, I now only have to play one character, and it's brilliant. I get like 2 characters, but I only have to worry about playing one of them, so it's brilliant, you know, like it's exceptional.
I guess.
How is the tournament going far? Well, it's going okay. It's not been our best one. I'm not gonna have to. I hate to admit it.
We've had a lot of dropouts.
A lot of technical issues, but you know, this is how some tournaments will go. We can't have a good tournament without having a slightly slightly worse tournament.
Yeah,
can't speak to that.
Better this week than again, like any of the qualifiers or any of the, I guess, final event that this is all leading up to May 13th.
At Bognor Regis campus, if you guys want to get involved, you need to get involved. If you want to play and have your chance of winning your very own custom Jalta League critical art, sorry.
Yeah, it's critical
yeah.
art.
If you want to win your own critical art Raiden box fight stick, you need to enter this tournament. It is sick. It's got electric decal. We will actually have it this week, which means next week's tournament, I think we might be able to show it off, or we might post something on Twitter about it. Or something like that. I don't know what we're going to do. Tried to check in on time, but we're still outside during that period. Sorry. No, it's all good. You know, we stayed the issues. We're now sorted out. But we do have the next 2 people, which will be CFN Teach taking on Bolognese Lover, which is going to be a good game nonetheless. You know, we haven't seen what Teach is capable of. I know Bolognese Lover is a very good Ken player.
Yeah. We've actually had them before, and I believe... I can't remember if they came second or third, but either way, I believe they only lost to Rapid.
Yeah.
So, this player is incredible, and, I'm really excited to see them again in losers semis.
Yep, it's going to be a good one, and it is going to be losers semis for this one.
Yeah.
It's going to be very nice as we get the players in. You know, we are just, obviously, once again, we are going to just stay, at the end of the stream, as I said, I am going to make an announcement about the issues that we've had today and just going forward, you know, because I was getting messages today about why do you not have a check-in announcement, and I was like, we have to.
Yeah, we do. But they're on the Discord that nobody comes to, so...
Exactly.
For some reason.
And that's why we say, please join the Discord, as literally the first text when you sign up for the challenge. But, granted... You know, we've got to still do what we got to do. You know, no point in complaining. It's in the past now, and we should be focused on now. We got Teach versus Bolognese Lover. I have no clue what Teach plays. I believe Bolognese Lover played Ken.
Bolognese Lover was Ken.
Yes. Teach, Teach, cool name. It sounds like Marshall D. Teach from the hit anime One Piece, one of my favorite characters. Controversial take, by the way, based on what Teach does in One Piece, by the way. Very controversial, so I know for a fact people are not going to like my opinions on One Piece characters that I like. But, Teach, we're going to be excited. One of AJ's friends, so it's definitely going to be interesting to see how Teach is going to do, as we are currently waiting to find out what the players in. We're just getting them in now, and we should be going very shortly.
Again, we apologize for having things as they are. We do our best, but there's only so much that we can do.
Yep.
And still, though, the games that we have seen tonight have been good.
Yes.
And given that we are now into top 4 territory, we can expect that they're only going to get better from here.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, but.
So we've got a Chun-Li, a Ken.
Chun-Li, Ken.
Whatever Fang wants to play.
Yeah, I think Fang mains Kimberly.
Kimberly or
Akuma.
Like
it seems like they switched off the Akuma.
Maybe
it was just
because...
Maybe
it's the matchup.
Well, aren't these 2 people that AJ recruited?
I believe
so. Maybe they know each other, and so they just kind of agree to do this kind of first game random character kind of thing.
Maybe.
Who knows at this point?
Maybe, but Chun-Li...
All of the dice.
Yeah, literally. But Chun-Li in grand finals, that's something you never think you'd see. Especially since how, Chun-Li is such a popular character in the Street Fighter universe, but, there's not actually that many Chun-Li players. From what I see from, Buckler's Bootcamp, Chun-Li isn't that high up, in all honesty. She's in the mid-tables compared to, Mize and Akumas, who are sitting at that 800,000 player marks, crazy stuff. Chun-Li, you don't really see it much. I was saying it the other day because when I was doing my I was playing some ranked, and for some reason I just never saw Chun-Li, so then I got destroyed by 2 of them. But we are going to get into the next game. We are just loading into shortly. Should be Bolognese Lover versus Teach, and it's a Blanca.
What? Wait. Bolognese Lover also going Akuma though.
It's going to be a good one. Oh, I love Blanca. I watched the Ultimate Master Blanca play it the other day, and it was one of the best things I've ever watched. So if you've never seen Blanca, you are in for a treat, especially when it gets to the level 2 Thunder Beast install, because then game changes. It's no longer Street Fighter 6 as Marvel versus Capcom at that point, because the combos are insane. But we'll have to wait and see what is going to be happening for the time being. As both these players are playing very strong, very defensively against one another. Lovely Shoryuken going to be coming out, and we're going to have to wait and see what's going to be happening. And Ethan, you want to carry this on?
Yeah, we love to see. Oh my gosh, beautiful little combo there. We love the electric meatball catapult, as I love to call them. Yeah, just God, Condola. No, that's not his name. God, I can't even see what his name is anymore.
Bolognese Lover.
No, the name of
Blanca.
Blanca, that was it. For some reason, I just couldn't remember his name. I was blanking on the name. But yeah, as you said,
you made a meat pun. That's something I would say.
Oh, I'm reversing to my youth. I used to make dumb puns like that all the time.
Well, the Blanca balls are coming out aggressively. Teach is playing incredibly well. I didn't think we'd be seeing a Blanca either, but there is a Diamond Blanca. It could be a case where Teach might not be maining Blanca, and they could be playing someone else. And once again, as friend of AJ, this could be another case where they are playing another character just to kick things off. But, we're in a 1-1 situation, and against Bolognese Lover, they're still doing really well with the Blanca, I think people kind of forget how close Diamond, High Level, and Low Masters really is in terms of, ranking-wise. Don't get me wrong, there's still a skill difference between the two. But, you've got to give Teach props too, because they've really got their own footing. But that was a lovely Shoryuken coming out from Bolognese Lover,
Yeah, and, and it's worth mentioning that Teach actually beat Kalani earlier, 3-1. So, they've already proven themselves quite a bit. And we see a beautiful little combo coming out. It looks like Teach will take this first game. I'm still calling Teach. The electric meatball catapult is in full effect. Oh my gosh. I've barely seen any Blancas in this game. Not a very common character whatsoever. So it might just be that Bolognese Lover just lacks the matchup knowledge. Especially since last time we saw them, they were playing Ken. So, perhaps this is a character that they picked up recently, to try and, keep up with the meta in some ways. Which, of course, different people have different opinions on. But, the defensive play coming out from Teach is huge, and it's really what's making his money here. It's these very simple conversions in combination with the beautiful defense and spacing that you have, especially with oh my gosh, and that is the oh my gosh! I did not expect that.
That was a good reaction from Bolognese Lover. I really thought Teach was going to get it right there. But Bolognese Lover, with the clutch level 1, but you've got to think about it now. You've got no super against Teach, and Teach had level 2. And in all honesty, you rarely actually see Blancas go for level 3. And a big reason behind that is level 2 is just so good with Blanca. The Thunder Beast install and the combo potential you have. I've seen some crazy plays, especially when they get Blanca-chan involved. When they throw out that little doll to do the damage, Blanca-chan becomes a really annoying to deal with, because sometimes it becomes a lot more difficult to block because you're getting hit by overheads and you're getting lows at the same time. So it makes perfect sense, and I think this combo is going to lead into a level 2. No, Blanca-chan setup, and we see that little doll starting to run around and cause a little bit of havoc on that Drive Rush meter right there. And it's been very good usage of Blanca-chan so far by Teach right here. And they are really playing extremely well against Teach. And that was a very nice shimmy, but they couldn't convert into anything, unfortunately. And they're going to get the win.
that?
I mean, they were trying to punch, they were going for a move. I think they
Yeah.
might have misinputted Shoryuken because I think Shoryuken would have hit.
I think that was a Shoryuken. Maybe the invincibility just ran out though.
Maybe.
You
But
know, you only get it for the first like few
Couple-
frames.
yeah. Nice grab.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and it looks like, yeah, Teach, you gotta be feeling good about that round, but also slightly annoyed, you know, you kind of had that first round in the bag, and then that little mess up right at the end, but 3 levels is available on both sides. Looks like both of these players don't really want to go for any supers at this point. And it looks like a little combo coming out into the level 3! Oh my gosh! Is this gonna kill? Oh, it does! Just barely, I think.
And
Bolognese lover on the board.
that was a very nice level 3 from Peach, you know. I think we didn't get to see the Thunder Beast enough. But going back to what you were saying quickly. Oh, we're going to say, I knew we were going to... Okay, I saw Dulcim and I got excited for a second.
That's Ken?
And it looks like, yeah, he's going to be changing to Ken, which means we need to go back to the spectator. So if the one over there who's doing the spectator, please click on the spectator. Thank you, spectator, so much. But yeah, it looks like we might see a Ken mirror at some point during this. But yeah, I think Teach has been doing incredibly well. But the Master, you knew for a fact that Blanca was definitely not what they were capable of. They definitely had something better in the bag. And I think we've just found out what that character is. And it is the Ken rocking the purple hair this time.
Hell yeah.
Very interesting choice by the color choice, but I stand it. But we're going to see how much better Peach's Ken is. You know, being a friend of AJ must mean that they've definitely done Ken mirrors, Ken and Ken gameplay sessions a lot. You know, these two are like really good Ken players. So I'm really expecting to see a lot, and we're already starting to see it. Really good pressure from Teach so far, and I think they are just looking to end the round quite a dominant start. I think Bolognese Lover might have realised that they might be in a very harder matchup than they expected.
Yeah, the difference, you know, Teach originally Diamond with that Blanca, but now Ultimate Master with this Ken, you know, and getting his opponent into the corner. This is where Ken makes his money. But it looks like, you know, Peach, though, a very patient Ken player, is gonna kind of bite him there, but does actually end up managing to get the combo. Is this gonna be it? The level 3 comes out, and Teach is gonna take this a 2-1 lead. Are we going to see Bolognese Lover maybe switch to the Ken as well?
I mean, that was just an incredibly dominant round by Teach. Like, it looks like we're not going to be. But, like, that round lasted seconds. I felt like Teach was just always in the driver's seat, and he was never letting go of that gas pedal. And it looks like they're still driving down the highway quite fast, because they want to drive down the highway so long, like Rascal Flat said in the hit song Life is a Highway, you know.
Never had that.
You never heard Life is a Highway? It's a banging song, I recommend it. But
I probably have, I just don't remember.
the Teach is in the fast lane right now. They're playing extremely well into Bolognese Lover, and I'm shocked we haven't seen the Ken. The Ken, it might have just gone off the Ken completely. They might have gone to the Akuma, you know, Akuma being such a strong character, but Ken is as well, you know, we're seeing it right here, firsthand, you know, that Teach is incredible as well. But, like, one thing you've got to consider is I'm pretty sure if Teach wins this, all of top 3 are all friends of AJ's, by the way.
Oh my god.
It's really interesting to think about, but you know, good player circle, you're going to be able to do wonders, and we're going to have to wait and see what's going to be happening, because it looks like Bolognese Lover has slowed this thing down completely. Doesn't want to take a risk, and it's kind of turtling down a little bit. And that's a lovely perfect parry, but can't seem to convert into anything. And to see the driving pattern now, both players are going to be entering. Oh! That's big for Teach right there, negating the level 1, but the anti-air was there with the short Yuka right there was incredible.
Yeah, it has the level advantage now, has the meter advantage now, but ends up losing the round anyway. But coming out of the gate, Teach can be explosive in a way that I feel like Bolognese Lover just can't be right now. You know, Bolognese Lover always just feels on the back foot, barely able to make their mark when they need to, you know. And, you know, oh my gosh! Was that even a round? I think that was a violation of human rights right there. 2-1. Yeah, this is match point for Teach right now. Bolognese Lover trying to come out, but just not quite able to get the combos that Teach can. As I say that, a bit of damage does come out, and the grab into the back of Bolognese Lover. You can see they got a bit of cold feet, but the level 2 coming out. Oh my gosh, at the perfect KO! Bolognese Lover, you know, for what seems so in Teach's favor, Bolognese Lover manages to get the perfect.
Yep, and we are going into game number 5, and I think, like, you know, Bolognese Lover has really shown their own. We were saying earlier that the first game of 2.10 looked like a steamroll. Bolognese Lover has just made it very clear that I don't think it's a steamroll at all. I think Bolognese Lover is just a very consistently good Street Fighter player, you know. Like, they just come in every week and they just perform. Oh, that was an unfortunate parry though. The shimmy was there, and you definitely could tell the shimmies have been put to good use and worked on. And you can see the Bolognese Lover playing a lot more defensively, waiting for Teach to make a mistake. Like the Tatsu they just did, but unfortunately it's not going to lead to anything. And Teach is just going to get the round. And this could be a very important round for Teach, because if they win this, they will move on to face Fang in a losers finals, which would be a very nice one. Nabil FGC is currently sitting in that sweet spot in the winner side grand finals, and now you can see the footsies right here, both players playing very calm and collected. It's a very nice game by both of them.
Indeed, and you can see Bolognese Lover, you know, Bolognese Lover, the biggest wins that they've had is when they're able to be explosive, and they're trying to be that, but sometimes they're just getting cold feet. But currently ahead of Teach, he's just walking forward into it. Bolognese Lover currently in burnout, so it looks like Teach is going to play a little bit more with those fireballs, but the combo is coming out. Oh my gosh, but the whole level 3, that must have been only like one frame where they had the ability to do that. Bolognese Lover brings it to match point for both players. But level 3 is available for Teach.
I was about to say that level 3 is still available for Teach, and that was a class level 3 from Bolognese Lover right there.
Wake up, level 3.
No, it was incredible, you know. They literally found a brilliant opportunity to go for it, and it worked so well. But now, very close, and we are going to see level 3 comes down. Makes sense. You don't save for the ender, you just do it to do as much damage as possible to put the pressure on the Bolognese Lover, who's definitely going to start feeling it, especially with how close they are to that burnout. And they're going to enter it as they try to go for a Shoryuken as a wake up, and the wall splat is there, and Teach has taken it to losers finals, going up against Fang. But Bolognese Lover had some incredible moments throughout that gameplay right there. From what we saw, that was really nicely done by Bolognese Lover. But fortunately, you are now knocked out of the tournament, and it will be Teach who's going to be moving on. So Teach versus Fang will be our losers final. So we're going to see what Fang wants to play. Will it be the Umberly? Will it be the Akuma? Will it be some third of a character that we've never heard of before?
At this point, it could be anybody.
Exactly.
Like, you know, we saw a lot of character switching from both sides as well in that winners finals match. But as you pointed out, AJ may not be here, but he is here in spirit.
Like, honestly, in spirit, they are here for sure. And his presence is still alive, everybody. And the fact that
it's alive.
And the top 3 are all people who are like in that circle, you know.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And you can tell that they are really good at pushing each other, especially with how good that they are now. And it looks like we are getting into the match. Fang versus Teach. It is going to be Akuma versus Ken. Kind of surprised to see the Akuma come back out from Fang, to be honest.
Yeah, after watching our last game, you'd think they wouldn't. But I guess they want to try again first game, see how it goes. And I think Teach means business. I think we're not going to be seeing the Blanca come out, which is very sad. I like the Blanca gameplay. It was pretty fun. But it looks like we are getting down to business, and it will be Teach and Fang who are going to be making their presence known with the Ken and the Akuma. So once again, we're seeing this rematch, but basically the same match again. So if you're Teach after just being an Akuma in a very good set, you got to be feeling pretty good right now, right? And it's obviously showing because the throw loops are here, but here comes Fang. A lovely start.
Indeed. I mean, you gotta feel good, but also as as the first KO does come out, also you gotta be kind of worried, you know. Pardon me. It was a 3-2 set. You know, it was very close. Do we really know how well Fang matches up into Bolognese Lover's Akuma? We'll have to see. but it looks like Fang can really put on the combos, but sometimes is just getting pushed into the corner. And again, this is where Ken kind of excels this is where, Ken is, better than Akuma in some ways. The camera is beeping.
The camera dying.
It looks like the camera's dead.
Yep, we are.
That's that. But, the one area where I think Ken does outperform Akuma is in that corner carry situation. But the level 3 does come out. Absolutely beautiful combo into it. It will even up the rounds, but as you can see, the critical art, the level 3 is available for Teach. And, this is where they managed to make their money in the last round. And, then you gotta feel good, but Fang is a different beast entirely.
And I think this is going to be a very close one. Like, I think Fang's a different beast, but like, if they are obviously all a part of the circle, well, I think they actually are. I think they are part of the same. Yeah, they're both part of the what's that? The high gulag. I think that's what it says right there. The night gulag. I'm pretty sure what it says. I could be reading that completely wrong, but it seems like they are part of the circle, which means they must play against each other in matches a lot, which means they've got the experience against each other. So to them, this is just a friendly. Like at this point, they're just doing a friendly when they don't realize that it's going to be big gameplay shown by both these players, incredible players. Doing so well, think about it. All the top 3 players. This is all their first tournament, and they're in top 3. I said earlier, imagine if we had like someone to randomly win. And tonight, we're gonna get that.
Yeah, I mean, it's so surprising, and it's also interesting to see. It looks like, it's kind of hard to tell in some cases, but it looks like, given how much they play against each other, there is some kind of mind games with that coming in.
Yes.
They sometimes are like doing these weird options, doing these, random things that they know will kind of work only against this one person in the universe. As we see the throw coming down. Looks like tried to go for the throw loops, but a little bit misspaced it. Teach currently is looking very dominant in this series still though. Fang definitely not out of this, but especially if they need to go for that level 3 again in order to even this up, it might spell disaster as we duplicate the last game. All that beautiful spacing from Teach. The level 3 does come out, it barely connects, and that is the second game going over to Teach. I mean, we're talking about Fang being a different beast, but, at least Bolognese level wants some games, Come on, Fang, wake up!
I mean, you've got to think about it for Teach's perspective, even the great thing about Ken's level 3 is it's an anti-air. You can still anti-air with Ken's level 3, which is pretty interesting, and the fact you get a follow-up into an, I believe you can follow up even into an OD Shoryuken, which is something cool with Ken, which is very nice to see, being able to get the follow-up for the combo extension in a place where the level 3 feels wasted when it's actually not as wasted as people may think. But yeah, Fang is in a really peculiar position right now where they really need to get something on the board. But it must be difficult for them, even though they're both players of high caliber. I think Teach is really just not knowing, not allowing Fang to do anything. And a big reason behind that is I feel like Teach has a lot. I think Teach, there is that respect factor you got to consider. If you know how good your opponent is, right, you don't want to give them a chance to lay the game. You just want to beat them. And I think in this situation where I think it's the mind games are there, but I think there's more respect involved in this kind of matchup because of the fact that they know each other quite well. They are trying their best, and because of how well they know each other, I'm assuming Teach is trying to play extremely well into Fang just to not allow Fang to get any opportunities. But as you said, Ethan, it's looking really difficult for Fang, and this could be the end of the set, and it will be 3-0 to Teach.
Oh my gosh. Cage absolutely playing beautifully there. One thing that I also will say was that Teach just had the punish game, Teach just got a lot more off of every opening. Even when the neutral didn't go in his favor, sometimes it just kind of ended up in his favor because he could just, reversal in the correct way. But it looks like it will be
Teach
Teach
versus Nabil FGC in grand finals, which is going to be a great one. You know, we saw the Chun-Li earlier, so it means we might be seeing Chun-Li versus Ken. You know, we're seeing the City of the Wolves match. As you guys may know, Chun-Li and Ken are in City of the Wolves. New game of the newest character added being Ronaldo.
Yeah,
So
that was a surprise to say the
it
least.
might be a very good one. So Nabil versus Teach for our grand finals. It's going to be a good one. And just for a reminder for everyone who's new here, this is a bracket reset situation, and we've got a completely different character from the side of Nabil. We're going to be seeing them play DJ, or they're doing their button checks. That could be it. They might be doing their button checks just to see
Why would you button check on DJ though?
It looks like they're.
Oh my god.
Oh, are they doing button checks? I can't tell if they've started.
I think they are starting. Oh my god.
And if they are, so grand finals is a complete change up. We're going to be seeing Nabil on the DJ and Teach on the Ken, which means Nabil has played 3 different characters this tournament.
Yeah. I mean, maybe more depending on who they played in the off-stream
Yes.
games. But, you know, Nabil, yeah, just pulling out basically every character that they feel like. And, you know, the one DJ that we've seen in the past played very differently to this. Nabil is playing, you know, very...
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh!
That was actually That was actually incredible. The back dash, the shimmy back from the level 1. It's just like peak perfection. I love like the minuscule things in fighting games, and that was just the chef's kiss. That was the Gordon Ramsay chef's kiss. But unfortunately, the food was raw because, you know, Teach managed to get the round.
Oh my gosh, are you Gordon Ramsay?
No, I wish. And if it could-
What is this? An idiot sandwich?
Nah.
Yeah. But we're seeing, you know, not only are we seeing better punishes, but we're also seeing this DJ play from much further away. You know, very content to play more of a zoning game, especially with that overdrive DP there. But it looks like it's nothing compared to the combos that Ken can get out. Oh my gosh, the level 2. Wait, was that level 2?
Yeah, it was level
Yeah,
2.
it was level 2. I'm learning. Are we gonna be seeing a character change from Nabil, maybe?
We are.
We are.
And
The what?
The new challenger Cammy is coming out.
Okay, at this point they must be just like random character. Random characters.
It could
like
be also
that.
because they're in grand finals and Nabil's got a full 3 games to mess around with.
Maybe.
So they're just gonna try out some characters they wanted to try out.
Nabil says Teach is Pookie.
Oh, okay, understandable.
Oh my god.
Very understandable. So they're gonna
Oh my
go a bit
gosh.
easier. So they're gonna go to Cammy, who they've got new challenger on. So we don't even know if they've ever played something. Doing already. And the one thing we'll see from the build is the fundamentals of knowing how to play fighting games. It's gonna show, you know, if Nabil doesn't play any rank, but they still play the Cammy. You know, they might play a lot of Cammy in custom rooms because you've got to remember that no rank being shown in custom rooms, which kind of gives your opponent a false hope that they don't know what they're doing. And then the build just goes, hey, watch this, and it destroys them. What is going on?
Oh my god.
One of the things I see today where we see a new challenger in grand final.
And they just wander around as well.
But you got to think about the fact that like even if Teach wins if the Bill wins this, they have to stay on the Cammy in the next game because they're not allowed to change by the rules.
Then Teach just held out their own new challenger.
Yeah.
Pulls out the Dawson.
Oh my
you know?
god, that swing was
Oh my
incredible.
gosh.
The kick strings from Teach right there was very nicely done. That was a very good ender for Teach right there.
Oh my god, we'll have to see. Maybe Nabil just, you know, is willing to sacrifice this first round just to have a little bit of fun. And to be honest, I'm all here for it. The level 3 comes out from Teach. Level 3 still available for Nabil though. So we'll have to see if that comes up. Oh my gosh, absolutely beautiful little counter right there. Oh my god. I still just can't believe him.
His
They
team
must,
again. His team.
they must have played this character at least. Like,
Yeah, they've got. That's what I'm saying. They might have customers of the character, but they're looking for an opening. But Teach is doing really well, finding some really good openings. and they're looking for one more hit to finish off the round. Nabil playing quite safe, drive rushing in, trying to get a bait. You know, throwing out some moves to try and get a bait, and he's gonna get the bait off with the level 2. The Street Fighter 2 reference, the Street Fighter movie reference was there. Very nicely done, and now they can get a big combo started. Oh, dodges the light. Oh, so low. It could be anyone's game. Who's it gonna be? Back fist is gonna get utilized.
Noodle of health left for Nabil. And but they're currently kind of and it looks like Teach will get that round.
The standing light kick was there, and Nabil
we're not switching characters again.
Nabil is staying on that Cammy.
Nabil says, I can do this.
They're confident they can take out the Teach with the Ken, which is lovely to see from Nabil. You know, we love to see it. Good gameplay for both these players, and it's been after everything we've been through today, it's been a fun ending to tonight's tournament. We've had a lot of randomization, and I appreciate these two for deciding to play a bit of a funner game of Street Fighter, which I'm very happy about seeing after everything we've been through for tonight's tournament. But Nabil playing incredibly well, nearly getting around on Teach, but Teach still playing very strong. Got the phone loop started. Are they going to drive rush again? They look for one for the open there, but Teach was ready, and Teach is only one round away from going to a bracket reset, which is going to be a big one.
The self-launch there kind of screwed Nabil over. You know, we have to ask, if they do end up losing this, are they going to take it more seriously? You know, are they going to go onto that Chun-Li, which was also Ultimate Master last time that we saw it? Oh my gosh, and that drive counter, the drive comes out, and it looks like Teach, a beautiful little side switch combo as well. Alright, Teach, I see you. Level 3 available for both sides. Nabil, still confident that they can do it. Gets Teach back into the corner. This is a big combo. But not quite getting it. The driver. What is going on? They're just jumping over each other. Oh my gosh, the overdrive kicks coming out into the level 3, and it looks like that is going to be the reset. Oh my gosh, I'm in awe. Are we going to actually see a new character come out for Nabil now? And it looks like we are. It looks like Nabil is actually going to go back onto that Chun-Li. And now we have a real match on our hands. Both of these are these people's mains. Both of them Ultimate Masters in Ranked. Of course, you know, some people don't play Ranked as much, so we don't know exactly how much that means. But this is where we find that out.
Yes, this is going to be a very good grand finals. I think Nabil is now going to be locked in for this last one. I'm on Colosseo for the grand finals to kick things off, which we love to see our home turf. You know, we love to see it. And it's going to be a good one nonetheless. And Nabil starting out very strong, you know, and both of them rocking the purple. That must be like the Night Gulag's like thing, is rocking the purple promo.
Was Fang purple with Kuma? I don't remember.
I think they were, to be fair. I think they had purple belts.
So, yeah.
So we love to see it. We love to see the clan really showing the purple, you know. And starting out very strong is Nabil. Good combo start. Oh. Nice. 1000. Wait, why am I forgetting? Lightning legs. Lightning legs. That is what they are. They are not. That's not the actual name, but that's what the terminology is. Lightning legs.
That's what we call them. Like
I can't believe I'm blanking. I did this last time with Chun-Li when we had someone else play. I completely forgot Chun-Li's moves. It was awful.
Again, like not a popular character, so yes. It's not unsurprising.
Spinning bird kick right there, very nicely done. We're playing a lot of pressure right now, and we can already see that Nabil already is playing a lot stronger. But, you know, it makes perfect sense. They've gone from the new challenger Cammy to the ultimate master Chun-Li. So there is that to consider.
This is like the progression over time, but instead it's progression over 3 seconds. That being said, Peach not going to go down without a fight. You know, is going to get that grab, barely not getting the kill or the DP. But you know, Nabil is basically dead at this point. Only a string of health left.
But you don't want to curse the comment. You don't want to do the commentator curse. We have seen this before.
No, I want commentators curse, Luca. This would be hype, but unfortunately not.
Yeah, we've seen this time and time again where someone be at minuscule health, and then they made the comeback. We had the Mac Ruta moment. We've had the Gondola moment. We had
Talani
moment. You know, it's just like We've seen it too much this tournament, and I wouldn't expect it any other way to seeing it in this game as well.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, one apiece. You can really tell that this is where they're even, you know? This is what, this is what they practice. The level 3 does come out from Ken. This is going to be a lot of damage and a little bit of a combo extension perhaps, But unfortunately, but Teach now, Teach is really on the other foot. Oh, and that is going to be the end. Oh my gosh, just a beautiful little axe kick right there, I believe. And we have 1-0 to Teach. Maybe Nabil didn't really need to mess around for that first series, Maybe Teach can take this either way.
But yeah, I also feel like these players don't really mind who wins, because at the end of the day, one of the people that team is going to be winning overall. So for them, they're probably happy with Travel wins, but they're still going to give it their all to really get the pressure on. But I wonder how Nabil's going to react to this. They've seen that Teacher's actually properly getting serious. That's a lovely driving power reversal, and that's going to lead just a big combo. It's going to lead us to level 1 OD Jinrai? That is OD Jinrai. OD Jinrai, which is going to be into a punch counter grab. Now Nabil was in that corner, and he's got stunned from the wall splat, and I think that's going to be enough. And Teach is making a lot of progress right now in this grand final bracket reset. It's very nicely done.
Oh my gosh, this is absolutely huge. It should also be noted that this is, this is a rematch from the first round. First round was Nabil versus Teach. Looks like Nabil ended up taking it 3-0.
So imagine if Teach wins this now from losers round 1 to winners side grand finals bracket reset.
It would be possibly it would be the greatest losers run I think we would have ever seen.
Yes. So there's big weight on Teach's shoulders, but I think they're having fun. I think at the end of the day, they're having a lot of fun.
Indeed. It looks like both players with the level 3s. Nabil, I don't think wants to use it right now. Does get the grab out. Is in burnout, but does get the second grab. And it is tied up 1 round apiece. Final round going in the second game. Both players have the level 3. Nabil with that spinning bird kick at the start. Oh my gosh, the overdrive Shoryuken though. And it looks like we're playing a little bit of footsies. Not able to get anything more than a single stray hit though, unfortunately, is Nabil. But Nabil does get the throw. You can really see the respect that both of these players have for each other. But it looks like Teach really has these combos that Nabil sometimes just can't get. But also, we've seen that Nabil can be explosive when they need to be. Oh my gosh! Absolutely beautiful play right there. And it looks like they're not even going to bother. The level 1 does come out. And we have Nabil evening up the series. And as we go into this third game, this is so surprising. Like, this could definitely go either way. And it's kind of surprising to see that this even went 3-0 in the first round.
Yep. But you gotta remember, in the first game, we had like a couple of characters that weren't supposed to be there from the use of the camming, But yeah, this is gonna be.
No, I mean like first round of the tournament.
Oh yeah. You didn't know the level of caliber of like these players from the grand final, which is gonna be a rematch of game 1.
We didn't know these players before.
Exactly.
We expected them to be good because they were friends of AJ, and of course AJ is a very good player, but like, I'd even say these people surpass AJ in some ways, as much as I hate to say
no one surpasses my go. I'm sorry, you two, no one surpasses my go. AJ number one, I don't care. I don't care if he's not won a tournament. I don't care if he's not won a tournament since he's been with us, but I don't care. AJ number 1. But very nice Hazanshu from the build to get the round, the overhead being kind of awkward to deal with because the move looks odd. I would say very nice shimmy. Nabil was trying to grab Casper that goes right there and fails to grab them. That was an incredible shimmy by Teeth right there. He's doing a lot, but like this game's really even, and I really like it, so far. Both players playing incredibly well, and once again, it's the respect for one another. and we love to see the level of respect that both players are showing for each other. It's great. Lovely grab by Teach right there. By Nabil, sorry. Navi DP again. These OP anti-airs by Nabil have been incredible. And that's going to be a lovely, incredible level 3, which is going to be big. It's going to do a lot of damage. And I don't think it's going to kill because it is not a critical art. If that was a critical art, that would have killed. But we are still in this game, and it can still be anyone's game. Are we going to go to the round 3, or is it still on the favour of Nabil? Gonna have to find out in just a second, and it's going to be
Teach evens up the rounds in this third game, 1-1, and this is absolutely beautiful. The spinning bird kick, the overdrive, the DP, everything coming out. I think Nabil is starting to get a little worried.
And the thing is, Nabil's now understood that you need to sit down at the class because the teach is here, and they are ready to teach their lesson. And it is a great lesson nonetheless. But it looks like Nabil, as the student, is learning pretty well. Both players, incredible gameplay, and I think Nabil can lead it to a level 3, and that's gonna be it. Teach, you're no longer the student. You're no longer the teacher. You are now the student, because the new teacher is in the town, and their name is Nabil FGC, as they are 2-1 up in Grand Finals bracket reset. And this could be the last game of the tournament.
Theoretically, but I mean, I'm always gonna root for the game 5, always gonna root for more Street Fighter. You know, you gotta love to see it as a fan of fighting games. But honestly, Nabil is so prominent right now. You know, even when behind, they just don't let off the gas, and they just know how to do these combos beautifully. And just reading Teach like a book quite well. Oh my gosh, we see a lot of fireballs coming out right now. Not quite. Unfortunately.
Oh my god, again! Trying to grab Cap for the Ghost again is Nabil. You know, these shimmies. You know, AJ was always known for his shimmies as well, but these players, their shimmies are incredible. And like, they make it so smooth and just so like fluid, and it's just so nice. You can definitely tell it's a massive part of their gameplay. And both players are just playing incredibly well. You know, the footsies are there, the neutral is there. We're in a very close position, and Teach is going to get the round. Very nicely done by Teach.
Yeah, Teach looking to push us to a game 5. Pretty even game overall, though. You know, definitely both sides can take this, as Nabil goes for tries to go for the lightning kick extension. Does end up getting a couple mixes. Does end up going for the grab. You know, Nabil got Teach in the corner, though. You know, this could be somewhat of a double-edged sword, as if Teach can find this grab or the jump over the head, apparently, they can just do they can just get Ken with their opponent in the corner. But Chun-Li, known for those air combos, absolutely beautiful in a lot of ways. But the critical art is available for Teach here. So if they can... beautiful little bit of defense. The level 1 coming out, but it does get blocked. And Nabil takes the second round. I'm so surprised that worked out the way that did.
I think the reason that the level 1 came out rather than the level 3 at that point is I think as they were going through it, they saw that Nabil was parrying, which means they had an opportunity. They realized, I shouldn't go for the level 3, to go for the level 1 here because it is safer in the situation that we are currently in. But it's a very close game. You know, these players are playing incredibly well. And Nabil, if they keep the pressure up, they could end the tournament right here. But we'll have to wait and see. Both players have got level 3. We're going to see Light Jinwai that has confirmed it too. That level 3 would be, this is going to be big damage from Teach coming out, putting Nabil in burnout, and with Nabil being close to that wall, the drive impact stun could be there. And as I say that, Nostradamus again, I know everything, and Teach is taking us to a game 5!
Oh my gosh. Absolutely insane that this has happened right now. These players are so evenly matched. It is almost poetry in motion. In fact, it is poetry in motion. Nabil, though, looking looking strong in this first game. The lightning kicks extension though. Oh my gosh, and it looks like Nabil trying to get the perfect. Unfortunately, does have to back off. But one more hit could be Nabil's perfect here. Looks like they want to go for it. They're playing very safe right now. The anti-air, the grab, the perfect KO! Nabil says, put Teach on my bill.
Oh, that was incredible, you know. And you got to think about the situation. You know, if the Bill wins this, they've won the set, but that's a really good way to kick off the last game of Perfect. You know, that's going to really put pressure on Teach, even though they are, you know, oh my god, again, Casper the Ghost! Here for the third time! The shimmies are there! The shimmies are incredible by Teach. We've seen it, and it's the Ken shimmies that's been nice. And Teach is looking to return the favour with basically a perfect of their own. And this is the last round of tonight's tournament. Both players basically have got the same amount of meter to work with, which means this is going to be a big ending to tonight's tournament. And it's going to be a good one nonetheless. We see the Shiryuka come out. We're going to see the drive brushes, and they're going to apply a bit of pressure with the drive brushes. Playing very calm right now. Light Jin Ride, the move that everybody hates. Level 3. Going to be big damage, but isn't going to kill, but it's going to apply so much pressure to Nabil right now. Is Teach going to become the headmaster? Oh, but the DP says no, and they've got level 3 to work with.
But now burnout is Nabil. Teach only needs to get a little bit more down. The breath will come out. It's all but over. The level 2 coming out. Oh, but oh my gosh! Somehow
The teabagging.
Nabil. Oh my gosh! Nabil flies a little too close to the sun.
But it doesn't matter. You go out swinging with the teabag, even though, you know, that was an incredible. And Teach going from losers round 1 to bracket reset grand finals. That is how you make a statement. That was an incredible grand finals. Well done to Teach for that one. That was awesome. And commiserations to Nabil, because you were so good to watch. It was incredible to watch your gameplay. All the different characters, the Cammy especially. That was incredible stuff. And this has been an exceptional tournament nonetheless. And with all of that being said, we are going to be coming to the end of tonight's stream. I thank you guys so much for watching. More news is going to be coming out about the next couple of weeks qualifiers that are coming out, and we hope you guys are getting involved with that, because the next couple of weeks with a curricular is going to be big. With all that being said, guys, my name is Luca.
My name is Ethan.
And we'll catch you guys in the next one.